Oh, piss free a bit. This bike is awesome. So, join us.
Toothpaste down the top. Hello! This is a big one.
We're going to be turning this heap of dump.
Into a heap of pump.
Let's get started. Right then, guys, here we are with this absolute monstrosity of a beast. Right then, guys, here we are with this absolute machine of a bike.
Woohoo!
This is a...
Suzuki XF 650.
What you will get to know it as is the donkey. Want to know why it's called the donkey?
Yes, I do actually.
Well, I've got a very good and interesting story about that. When this bike was first bought, many moons ago,
Many.
it had a donkey painted on the side of it. End of my story.
Yeah. First things first. Strip the bike apart. Have you got the key for this?
Yeah, it's in the top box, mate.
Perfect. I'll just use this to take the seat off. Oh yeah, does the seat...
It's a wire at the back, you know.
I know, but does it come off with the back box on?
No.
You kidding me? Right, so, first of all, we've got three different size bolts in here by the look of it. So, Christ alive. Oh, there's one out. Couple of little these, couple of little these. This bike holds a lot of valuable memories for both of us. I had my first ever crash, road crash on this bike. Road rash. Now, you may be looking at this bike and thinking, where did you pick that up from?
I will just say as well, it didn't always look like this. I chose to paint it yellow and red.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you, and why that happened. After I crashed this bike horrifically, like something out of MotoGP, it then got left alone by itself. And then it went on to revamp stage 2. As you can see, we put a lot of care and effort into the prep work on the paint.
look at the paintwork.
Look at the paintwork on that.
That is beautiful.
You don't get that without a lot of prep and hard work.
Good sanding.
Huh? But now it's done. It's been like this for a couple of years now, and we figured it's timely time to something about it. Top box off. Now we can really get into stripping it. So, first things first, this is my little plan of action, by the way. Tank off, panels off, battery out, airbox off, and then engine out. That's the primary cause. Engine out, engine out. So we'll work around that, bits and pieces. All right, what's that? You got the 10 mil on there,
This is 10 mil, yeah?
Right.
And it's two big chat.
Right.
Learning curve.
Yeah.
So we go down. I don't like going down in one, so I'm going to go straight from a 10 to an 8.
That's a good move.
Because who messes around with 9s?
Yep.
They're not going to be 9s, are they?
No.
Okay, there might be 9s.
Right. Just take a quick look at that bolt again.
That's an Allen key, isn't it? It's an Allen key. Where is that? They're so loose. Right, getting this one out, take the washer with it. Just give that a little bit of a knock if we can. There we go.
Yeah.
Rusted on. Move round to this side. Get me under here. Probably should be using the other tool. Yeah. No, I've got... That's cracked, right.
Oh. Now the tank should be loose. Now we've got the fuel hose attaching it to the carburettor still, but
Underneath?
yeah, just give that a little wiggle and just see if that tank is going to pop free now. There we go. Right, so that's popped free. That's good. Excellent. Now we just need to remove
This?
the fuel hose. Yeah. What we'll do, let's have a look. what we don't want to do is piss fuel out everywhere. However, we can see that this fuel tap will only provide fuel when the engine is running because it's a vacuum tap. So that can come off. The vacuum pipe can come off as well. Now, I suggest if you care about your bike,
Don't pull it like that.
don't pull it like that. However, we'll probably be replacing a lot of these things anyway and going through the whole vehicle.
Yeah. Go on, B. No, that tank should just slip off.
And just like that,
Oh,
and just like that, we have to unplug the fuel sender unit. This hasn't even got a fuel light, has it?
no.
Might as well cut that fucking plug off.
Here we go, chat. Stop saying chat, Will. The engine is off.
The engine is off. Wow, the engine is off.
Next thing, side panels. Get them gone, mate. So up here you've got 10 mil. You've got a flat. You've got a hex, mate. Perfect.
Yeah.
10 mil. I'm going to go in with this straight away. Again, loose as anything. Don't need any leverage on it really. So I'm just using this tool on its own. Give it a little spin like so. There we go. That's pretty much off already.
Pretty much just falls off.
It's the good thing about working on a bike that's a heap of dump.
Yeah.
A, you don't have to care about it and be all careful like these R1 riders are.
Oh, insult.
Yeah, well, you ain't going to see no brand new R1s on this channel, chat.
No.
Right, I'm going to leave that in there for now
No,
because
not unless it's R1.
R1.
Yeah.
Unless they want to sponsor us.
R1.
R1.
Yeah.
So now I need to get a Phillips screwdriver, which I hope Jordan's brought with him.
I do, but you'll find that there is the full kit in this kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Everything I need's in here.
Everything you need. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of these kits for a couple of, until a couple of months ago. And although they can be a bit crappy.
It's got to be a H5 then. It's going straight on the top.
Are they crap or is it you?
It's me, obviously.
Yeah, okay. I do actually like how easy they are to have everything in one go all together.
Very handy.
Yeah.
So, just going to crack this off, but probably not using the right tool here, am I, bud?
No, you are.
Why is it spinning then?
Because you're lefty loosey, righty tighty.
You're kidding me. Well, I could have done it with this then.
Yeah,
I was
you
going the
could-
wrong
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I thought it weren't coming. Yeah, that's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Always screw the screws the right way, chat. That'll save you a lot of trouble, a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right. Cable tie. What we're going to do with that, we're not going to piss around with it. Get anything you can. Get them in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Smooth. Great work.
Cut. Cut.
They look.
Realise they're blunt.
They look to be very sharp.
I'm going to go over here.
I'll just do
I'm
some
gonna
cool
grab-
shots.
Some of these. Little ones of these.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Boom.
Look at
One
that.
panel off. Let's get the
Wow.
other side off. Chuck that down there. What have we got on
basically
this
done.
side? Again, look. This is how you keep a bike together.
Yep.
Cable ties. Cut them off.
Mm.
None of this messing around. Look, there's more cable. All different colour cable ties as well. Just everywhere. Just cable ties. Just going to crack it on there. Loosen that up.
Look at them. Look at them skills.
Then we're just going to use the single, mate. Just use the hex bolt.
Yeah.
Like that. Pull that off. Again, obviously it's kept on with a cable tie because I think this bike is probably about 30% cable tie. So snip that off again.
Yeah.
Boom. Second panel off.
Wow.
Wicked stuff.
Look at that. That's great.
So now what we're going to do, I don't actually know what we're now going to do.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is take the camera from Jordan and Jordan's going to tell you what we're going to do. Right guys, just while he's doing this, I'm going to make us a coffee. Same as last time?
Yeah, please.
Nice.
So now we've got to take off all the ancillaries which are attached to the engine. The exhaust has obviously got to come off. The oil cooler has got to come off.
Oh.
We've got the wiring loom, which will be attached to some of the bits here. We've got the carburetors, they've got to come out. We've got the airbox, which has got to come out as well. They're always quite tricky. Let's not dilly-dally about any longer. Donkey. Now, the idea of this project is not to create a brand new bike, because we're not really into that. We're not really into brand new bikes, all nice and shiny and clean. The aim here is just to improve upon what we already have, which shouldn't be too hard. Am I right, guys?
Coffee!
Yeah. We bought this bike nearly 10 years ago.
See, that's what I keep forgetting. We're in 2025.
Yeah.
10 years ago was 2015.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Obviously, thanks for the,
Yeah.
good maths there. Hey, guys.
2015. Yeah, we were kids back then, man.
Yeah, literally.
How time flies. Yeah, the idea is not to get a showroom clean, immaculate, spotless Sportster.
Because we're realistic, we know that's very, very unlikely to get this heap of dump looking showroom worthy.
And why would you? Yeah, so carburettor off. Once the carbs are off, it then frees up a lot of space in the back section.
Cool.
Once the carbs are off, we can then take the exhaust off, or we can do them. Doesn't matter which way we do them round.
Nice. I asked Jordan to pick me a mirror to go on my bike because I wanted a mirror. And he thought it would be funny to put one of these on.
yeah.
Look at the state of that mirror.
Yeah,
what am I on?
That's a mirror, isn't it?
It's a mirror. Can you see yourself, guys?
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
It's off now. Never going back on.
Oh, man.
Just taking the exhaust off. Quite a bit of space under there so I can get to a couple of the bolts. Just last thing we've got to do is take this Jubilee clip off here. Just going to try and crack that. Did I crack it or did I just nearly break? Okay, that's fine.
That's a problem. Get your beastie screwdriver.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Beastie. Look at the size
Look at
of
the
that
length
thing.
of that. I can't even fit it on the bloody camera.
Right, do that go in. Yeah. There we go. Look how easy that was.
Crack that off. Right.
Same principle. Twist and pull. Boom.
That's out.
That is the link pipe.
Get this Jubilee clip off so we can keep it. Not that it's in great condition. We're going to leave that as it is for now.
Yeah.
Going to get that off.
Woo!
So, we've removed some of the tail section. It's now time to remove the pesky airbox. Now, we've got rid of the undertraitor back here, which should, hopefully, with any luck, be able to mean
Come on.
that we can, in fact, indeed, actually and factually pull it out the back there. Look how easy
And he was
that
factual right
that
there,
was
chap.
factual, wasn't it? That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Get it out.
That was so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
There we go. We're getting there. Stripping it down, guys.
Actually reminds me a little bit of a motocross bike. Ba ba.
Right. So, now that the airbox is off, we can now remove the carburetors, can't we?
We can,
Yep. What is the purpose of a carburetor?
and this is where he gets me.
Take a guess.
I'm going to say it's something to do with getting the fuel into the engine.
No, that's good. Good. I'll leave it at that. That's pretty good. Do you want to know specific? No.
I'd love to know specifics.
Do you want to know specifics?
Yeah, because
right.
what I'm here.
Fuel comes in through this hose here,
Sure. Which we took off the tank.
which we took off the tank. Exactly. Fuel in. At the bottom here, there's a little bowl, what they call the float bowl. It is a bowl, and this holds the petrol inside here. Each one of these, well, each one of these carburetors holds a certain amount of fuel in a little cup.
Cool.
So the engine draws in fuel, which draws it in from the bottom of this bolt. It goes up a little tube in here. It then gets into this middle part here, the middle of the carburetor, the big hole through the middle.
Right.
They call that the venturi. Yeah, right through here. It then hits the needle, which goes in from the top of the slide. Can you see a little needle down there?
Yeah, I can.
There we go. That little needle. Yeah. The fuel comes up, gets sucked up, hits that needle, atomizes into a mist, and then the mist then gets sucked into the engine here, sparked by these spark plugs. Bang!
That's what gives it its
Power.
I'll quickly just say,
Yeah.
we might be looking at carburetors in depth in another video.
Yeah.
So if we do, we can show the inside of the carburetor and show the actual workings of the carburetor if you're interested.
Good
If
idea.
not,
If not, we won't.
we won't.
Yeah, good idea.
Did I get that?
Carburetor's out now. We are just taking the front brake assembly off. But first of all, we have to remove this wiring loom
And it's a little bit
from behind this nifty little bracket here.
nifty.
So many hands.
Oh, hang on.
Carbs out, airbox out. Wiring loom is now coming out. We've got the dash to come out here.
Just struggling with it, guys.
Right, yeah, that's normal with vehicles. I wouldn't worry. Yeah.
I think it's easier.
As you can see, we've gone through stages of being dressed and then not dressed as we get hot and pissed off undoing things. And then we don't get pissed off, so we get cold and then put our coats back on. That's fantastic. That can come out, which then means
Thread it through? No, it can't.
no, we can't. Which then means nothing because we've got to take the handlebars off to then do this. So
Next stage.
next step,
Handlebars.
handlebars and
These
stuff,
bolts?
maybe. Right, now, a good tip here is to keep yourself organised. It's only a little thing at a time, but it helps when you're trying to find something. So just quickly, we're just going to bash this back in here. We know what's missing if there is anything missing. But most importantly, when I need it, I know where it is. So this is where we're at. Final couple of things to do before we take the engine out. The wiring loom is going to come out completely. The headlight's got to come off. And the chain's got to come off. We mustn't forget that. Once them bits are done, one in the fanny, one in the bum. So, wiring loom. This is a wiring loom. Out.
Horrible thing.
Yeah. Boom.
Look at that though, guys.
Right, so we are basically at the stage where the engine is ready
Steady Eddie.
to be removed.
Removed.
Now,
Big.
we're nearly ready to take the engine out. It's been a long time. I have actually found it in the past a lot easier once you've got the bolts out of the engine to then lay the bike down on the floor and then lift the frame up from the engine and leave the engine on the floor. It'll make sense when we come to it, but rather than try and lift the engine out of the frame, because it gets quite heavy and awkward because of all these lugs and bugs and
Lugs and bugs. That'll
bugs
do.
and stuff.
That's fine. That's
I was
it.
trying to think of something else
That's it.
witty.
Oh, listen to it.
Quite need a bit of elbow grease.
It's DJ Fred rendition too.
I think we're just spinning, maybe. How long will I undo this bolt until I then go around to the other side and decide that it's actually spinning the whole way through? I mean, I think I've decided already, to be honest. I have. Yeah, I have.
If you think I'm not doing enough work and he's doing it all, look, I've done my parts, and at the end of the day, I'm like his labour at this because that's how the dynamic works.
Yeah.
So he does all the cool, not cool, but harder bits, intricate bits. Then I get the easier bits done. This, and I will just say, my first memory of this bike is we were down Seapool Beach. It was his bike at this point before his crash, and he said, "Do I want to ride on it?" So I thought, do I really want to ride on this heap of cunt? The state it was in, you know, I was on a CBR 600. 600, wasn't it?
600,
I was on a CBR 600, which was my first bike. And I thought to myself, do I want to come off a CBR to go on a bike like this? And he persuaded me, and I did. And I cannot tell you, well I can, I'm now going to. I laughed for about 30 minutes straight riding this bike, because I've never felt a bike with a comfier seat, a comfier seating position. It just felt funny. I felt like I was on, what are they called? What are them bikes with a really big wheel at the front?
Oh, a penny farthing.
A penny farthing. I was just riding. I was cruising. I was laughing for about half an hour. That's what this bike does to you. Oh my God. While I've been chatting shit, he's doing some work.
Look at that. Look at that fairly worn sprocket, how them teeth kick over there. If you look at our logo, the East Anglian Bikes logo, you'll notice some similarities and stuff and things.
Our new handlebar set up, and we're just warping. Warp. So this is what all the sports riders have. All the MotoGPers, you think they've got handlebars, they haven't. What they do, they hold onto your forks, onto the forks like this, and then when you want to turn, you just turn. As simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. You get in a really good riding position, down here, aerodynamic, tuck yourself in, and then just turn. Just turn. And what? You know what I mean? Fucking what? Layer on the side.
Oh.
I think he's just hitting things now. I'm joking, guys, it probably is. I'm straight on. Come on!
Right.
Woo! Yes, buddy!
Hey! After many struggles, we now have the engine out, as you can see right here. This is a 650cc dual carbureted single cylinder bike engine. Also the same engine out of a DR650 Suzuki, which is their enduro version, which was quite popular in the 90s, 2000s, and even still today in the late 2020s. They've only got about 40 horsepower, I think, so they aren't exactly, you know, speed and power, but they are reliability, and sometimes that's more important. As you can see here, the frame is stripped and looks incredibly small. You can see why we want to paint the frame. There's a few, well, if I say a few, the whole thing is just a mess, isn't it, really? It's an absolute mess. Luckily, the oil over the years has provided quite a good protection for all this. But whilst it's all apart, we're going to sandblast it, which will be in the next video probably. Sandblast, sanding, sandy Toxfig, sandy beaches.
Sandy Toxfig.
Now, I've been trying for about 10 minutes to get this top yoke off. It's getting towards the end of the day. You know when you get towards when you get towards the end of the day and you're just getting a bit tired and just want things to happen, and they don't happen, they end up getting slower, and you end up trying to skip tasks, don't you, to make things faster, but ultimately they never work. So here's my hammer. Join me on this story.
He's got it a little bit.
Journey time. Oh, it's actually, you'll catch me just as I do it.
He's trying to do it all for views.
Now you'll make it look, that's a fucking fighter jet switch, that is. Dan, you'll remember this from last video.
It's a special tool.
Need a special tool, you're right, and it's not really a hammer, Jordan. So stop, that's how you tension the bearings.
Oh yeah.
Look at my gloves. You can. Yeah, I'm getting to the end of it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo these, and then I'm going to struggle some more to remove the forks because I can't be asked to undo the wheel. So I'm just going to cause more damage and pain to my own brain. Insane in the membrane. Ah, it's the final bolt.
Final bolt, which should release the swing arm.
Yep.
With any luck.
I tell you what, do you want a stress relieving tip?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. What doing?
Look at him.
It's getting late, chat.
He's gone that quick, he's forgot everything.
I'm excited for the scampi and chips and a...
Oh, yeah. Personally, I think scampi tastes like dog shit. But each to their own.
Leave scampi alone, mate. Have you ever had it?
Yeah, I have. I had it once. It made me gag. But I was eating it around my friend's house, so I couldn't.
Oh, isn't that horrible?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was gagging, but I couldn't act rude because I was around my friend's house.
Right.
Oh, can you pass me the rat shit?
Rat shit.
Again, I might actually be wasting my time ratcheting because
Could just be swimming.
swimming.
Spinning.
Oh, I see.
Put me up to a challenge here, guys. I've never done this before. Don't know how heavy
He wanted to know how heavy a bike engine was, so.
Now I'm going to find
So
out.
yeah.
Feel like I'm on a...
Back straight. Lift with your
I was getting into position.
lift with your legs,
I was getting into position.
not with your back.
I was getting into position.
All right.
I do this and then I squat.
Okay. All right. Just a pre squat.
So you get down in your squat position, you find...
It's
I'm an animal!
It's like, what's his name? Eddie bloody
Eddie Hall!
Eddie Hall. Yeah. Good stuff. There we go. That's how heavy they are.
I'm quite heavy to be fair. Here we are then, guys.
Wow. Yeah.
Day one complete, job one complete. We have just completely stripped the bike out. We're left with a bare minimum of a frame, a bucket of wires and bits and pieces.
Bucket of bits.
So that's all for today.
Wow. Yeah.
What's next, Jordan? What
What's
are they going to
next?
see in the next video?
Next video, you will see us preparing the frame for paint, sandblasting, and sanding the panels down as well. Preparation.
Is key.
Mmm.
So, that's all from us today.
Yeah.
Join us next time.
For some more wicked fun and games.
Bye.
Bow, bow, bow. Guitar players, wicked drummers.